These are like hidden little gems of England. You know, it's quiet, the smell of manure, acres of farmland with no housing except for farmhouses. So what's this one called? That was Hart something farm, Hart Ridge, Oakwood View, Pullham Farm. Gorgeous manor houses, really. Almost landed gentry. So that's a public right-of-way.
Is it like the gate was locked?
Yeah, but it was a public right-of-way, but it was very near that farmhouse.
Yeah.
Reminds me of France, this little area. It's quite hidden, isn't it? It's almost a little forgotten part of rural Britain. Here's our first little hill. Those lovely cows. With cows come flies. You don't want to be in a field with, or near a field with too many cows. A couple of hours, got to find ourselves this spot. Michelle and I are both looking out keenly. Oh, another pretty little hamlet. So this would be a nice field, and the gate's open, but it's clearly a farm field, and it's rough and stinks of cow poo. Looks like it hasn't been used for a while, but it's going to be a lot of flies, and it's not really a public access, so we're not comfortable with this one. Try and see if we can spot one that's got a public right of way on it. That's what we generally do. That's a nice field. I think we get away with that one, but it's not our ideal spot. So all these fields are, this is a public right of way, this one, but it's very much been covered in manure. But we think, looking at the OS maps, that the public right of way goes along this field. But it's rough. Okay. So now we've got 3 fields. So where does the public right of way go? It's a big old oak tree. The ground is very rough. So it's quite a slog across 3 or 4 fields. I think we've come off the public right of way though, but the field seems fairly unused, and I'm wondering if we get right up this far corner where there is a temporary fence there, whether we'd be able to go under this oak tree. There are probably easier places to choose, Michelle. It does look green, but there's a gate there. It's green because look at all the cow poo. Not brilliant, Michelle. But it's a long walk back now, isn't it?
Sunset time to sleep. In our tent we dream. Fields are deep and green, resting so serene. Waves of gold it spreads, cloudy skies of blue, whispering through our heads, farmers' field our bed. Under the sunset sky, where the world says goodnight, in a field where we lie, nature's lullaby. Under the sunset sky, where the world says goodnight, in a field where we lie. nature's lullaby. Nature's lullaby. Stars begin to show in the twilight's glow. Time moves kind and slow in the field we know.
Okay, that's all we leave. A little patch of flat grass, like breath off a mirror that will bounce back up. It was a good night last night. I slept quite well. It was wet this morning, very wet. So it's taken a couple of hours to dry out and pack things away. And a farmer came, and he was very polite. He was quite nice. Didn't seem to mind. He just wanted to know who we were. Fair enough. Graham, nice guy. He did say you could have asked, or it would have been polite to ask. I said, ask who? You know, there's no one to ask, but he didn't mind. He even said that we could stay another night if we wanted to. I think he was just checking there wasn't sort of a bunch of party louts rocking up. Although there are many fields around here, and one of them is an ancient right-of-way, sort of footpath. I think one of these houses probably spotted us and called the farmer, because he wouldn't have seen us. It was no big deal, was it, in the end? I mean, a lot of people wouldn't have stopped in a field like this. It is so rough. The bounce on the ground and the cow manure on every spot. But we found that little patch that was reasonably poo-free. It's a little cool this morning, isn't it? You've put your top on. Look at all the poo on the ground. But also there wasn't that many flies and things, which I thought was quite good. A beautiful little part of the world. Yeah, there's quite a cold breeze. The air is quite wintry. A lovely little thatched cottage. You know, who do you ask? Who owns that field? It could be any number. There's another big house up on the hill that looks over the fields. Just came down a hell of a steep hill over a little narrow bridge, and we've got a... Oh, it's all downhill. It's cold in this. Ooh, ooh. Oh, golly. It's cold in this shade. Oh, get back in the sun. That has got to feel like about 5 degrees. Oh, and we're going the wrong way.
The tour is 190 meters behind you.
But I think, if I look rightly, we can go up this little laneway and rejoin. Oh, we paid for that hill. So straight over, I believe. These are so narrow, these roads, you can barely get a bike through here. Hey, why such a long face? Hello. Big old square bells going in there. Beautiful. I'm glad we didn't meet him on the road. We'll probably meet his friend in a minute. That old Ford Fiesta, look at that. That's an old model. What would you say? 70s? Early 70s perhaps? Oh, look at the thatch in this town. It's well cut. No signature that I can see. He definitely came through here with the straw bales. Look at the floor. Hayes cottage. Hayes floor. And straw roof. It's been re-topped, I think, or it's an old thatch with a new topping. Michelle is back with me. Ah, the troopers now. So this is let's have a little look here. This is a camping place, Michelle. A bit early to camp though, isn't it? Yeah. So this is actually a camping spot that I've seen on the maps, But it's early morning. It's too early, isn't it, Michelle, for us? Hello. You good one? Hello. Hello. Oh, yeah, you are beautiful. Yeah, you are gorgeous. I'm guessing they tie you up here so you're all safe to give a stroke to, hey? Well, that's not camping, is it? That's a pub. Yeah, so although this is a pub with a campsite, it is too early for us. And they've shower facilities and everything, which sounds nice, but in the morning. So we had a little look. What was the trooper? The trooper.
Yeah.
Now at Sunday rate, she was wanting £25. That's $50 a night for a pitch, which Michelle and I thought was a bit rich. Really, they were lovely. I mean, it was a beautiful place, loads of character, but it would be just a grass field. They did have showers, so we could have had a shower, but
Bit early in the day, really.
and Graham had just told us we could stay another night on his farm,
Yeah.
so for free. So now I think we need to push on and either look for another site or another field. Such a pretty part of the world. Another downhill. Okay. Oh, I misjudged my gears. I might be walking on this one. Yeah, I misjudged my gears. I'm both going to walk this one. That's exhausting. And I haven't filmed it all, but we haven't had 30 cars past us on a long hill, uphill, blind bend. That's the worst hill we've had on the journey so far. May not show it as steep, but my, it's steep. Just starting to flatten. Time to start cycling now. We recover quickly. But my stall bridge. We almost stalled on that bridge.
That bridge.
Well, we did stall. Oh. The old coach house. Oh, Stallbridge is on top of a hill. There's another steep one going down. Could we not have got around that?
In 190 meters, go straight onto Station Road.
And this is our little route. Eggs. 165p. What is 165p?
Yeah.
Is that £1.65?
Yeah.
Sorry, that threw me. My maths completely evaporated with the weird sign. Oh, wow. Let's get out of Stallbridge. There you go. A full 360-degree tour of Stallbridge. In years to come, people will say, have you been to Stallbridge? And we'll say, oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, little railway track. You spent some time there in 2024. from back there we just crossed a little river and didn't get the camera on in time, but anyway, and there was this beautiful picturesque sight. I don't know if you'll be able to see it up there on the camera a little above my head, but it is so heart-lifting. I wonder if animals are eating this hedge, under-eating. You see how it's undercut? Generally a tractor won't, and I don't think cars are clipping this. He's definitely not getting any big lorries down here. So I just wonder if there's some animals that are... There is a sort of cut. Maybe the tractor's just come along and cut the base. Who knows? Give me your thoughts. What do you think? It was pretty straight, wasn't it? Probably a tractor. Fife Head Hill. Well, could this be a short or an episode called The Hill That Wasn't? The Fife Head Hill so far has been Fife Head Flat. That's a beautiful tree. What is that? A very pretty tree. Milady's cottage. It's fanciful lives people live. Is it fanciful or Thunderbirds? Anyway, I shouldn't be such a nosy Parker. I'm letting my lady get away from me. How narrow is this? Oh, this guy's got 1, 2, 3 mg midgets. Beautiful. 3 midgets. That's a little greedy. There's obviously some retired or farming wealth around here. Michelle stopped for a drink, and I think we're about to hit Fife Head Hill. Is that the hill? I'm going to carry on up the hill. Could be steep though, Michelle. I'll try and... Well, it promised us a hill. Michelle won't be much slower than me, but I find it a lot easier if I can to pedal. I'm going to turn the camera off in a second because you don't want to hear me puffing. Ooh, back into my
Follow this way for 2.4 kilometers.
On a day like today, least favourite days, because these are not really giving us rest from sun, but just feeling like a cold, wintry tunnel. Oh, it's cold under here. Meh. Hello, sheepy. Welcome to Fife Head Wood. Oh, that feels like I've just gone through the freezer department at Woolworths. Oh, maybe Fife Head Hill hasn't seen the last of it yet. So since that undercovered area, wow, hasn't the winter kicked in again? Oh, it's a bit chillier, but I'm loving the roads. Now, we're not very far from a town called Gillingham, where I've been before. I had some friends that lived here, but I'm not sure if I can't remember if they still live here or they've moved, and I don't want to spring a surprise on them, so we're probably going to just cycle through. It's only midday, so not going to stop. But yeah, Richard, Kath, so sorry if I think you said you moved. And it's not easy to do. Anyway, loved you both. So this is a beautiful little field. It's lumpier than it looks, but Michelle and I were going to stop and just have a brew here, but although it's a bit overcast, if the sun comes out, there's no protection. So I think we'll just go a little further and find a town with a little bit of grass and maybe a tree to sit under. But what a spot. I mean, this is not a public right of way either, so it's not ideal for us. Look at that gate there. What a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bar gate. And let's just carry on a little bit, Michelle, and see. I'd like to stop now. I know that we're running low on energy. We haven't had a big breakfast. We're not going to go much further before we stop. If it was 5 or 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, that would be a nice little stop, and we might risk camping there. Probably only about 2 o'clock, and we could do with a shady spot. A lovely experience. We were invited into the scout hut, and then Pippa, the lady
The tour is 160 meters
who
right
lived
of
just
you.
opposite the field, came and invited us in for a warm shower. It's so sweet. It turns out, apparently, forgive me my ignorance, but Pippa's quite a famous actress